Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Josh, and this is your stimulus check update for the next stimulus package for Tuesday, October 27th. I hope everyone is off to a good and safe start to their Tuesday so far. In this video, I'll be discussing updates in regards to the next relief package and the second stimulus check. I'll also be discussing unemployment, what Democrats and Republicans are now saying about another relief package passing anytime soon, and then I'll be wrapping up this video by answering some of the comments and questions that I received in my previous video. But first, if you wouldn't mind real quickly, liking this video, give me a big thumbs up. It really just helps with the YouTube algorithm in terms of pushing this video out to other viewers like you, and hopefully helping other people like you as well. Okay, so researchers at the Federal Reserve Bank of Philadelphia concluded that had every unemployed American received the extra $600 per week in unemployment insurance benefits from the CARES Act, in addition to the $1,200 stimulus payments, then only 125,000 households would be behind on their rental payments by December. Just to compare, this study estimates that nearly 1.34 million households, which is 4.2% of all renter households, are going to owe around $7.2 billion in rent by December. This is about an average of $5,400 per household. So, as you can see, those unemployment benefits and stimulus checks made a pretty big difference for those who received them. This also shows just how big of a difference another round of stimulus payments and an extension of the unemployment benefits, even on a smaller scale, could be. In stimulus-related news, White House Economic Advisor Larry Kudlow said that even though talks in the next relief package have slowed, they have not yet ended completely. Kudlow said that the committee chairmen on both sides have been meeting and discussing various aspects of the next relief package, such as small business loans and many other issues. So both committee chairmen are in talks, and they're relaying how those talks are going to Treasury Secretary Steven Mnuchin. Kudlow said that right now, unfortunately, the goalposts have moved, which is also what Nancy Pelosi said a couple of days back. When Kudlow was asked what would happen if we don't see any type of stimulus between now and early February, he said that we've seen a strong V-shaped recovery and that we will probably be fine. He summed that up by saying, of course, there are still certain areas of the economy that definitely could use some improvement, such as unemployment, which means we could use some type of an extension of the unemployment benefits. He said there are specific targeted areas that could be a great help to our recovery, and that we don't need this gigantic package spread out and done without reason. Kudlow also mentioned that even though they are close to reaching a deal, there are still important policy issues that separate the two sides, and their team believes there has to be more compromise on the House side for anything to get done. So Kudlow and the White House believe that Pelosi needs to work more with them in compromising. Pelosi, on the other hand, believes it's the White House that needs to be the one raising their numbers up. So in the end, which side is going to be the first one to blink? At the moment, it's being reported that Mnuchin's top offer is around $1.9 trillion, whereas Pelosi wants him to come up with another $300 billion, with the majority of that money going towards state and local government. Now, the major policy differences that they're currently off by are funding for state and local government, which Pelosi wants more money for, and, of course, liability provisions. It was also noted during Pelosi's interview on Sunday that the testing language had only been agreed to halfway, which is something that will need to be worked on as well. So again, it's really going to come down to which side blinks first. Which side will be the one who says, you know, even though I don't completely agree with you, let's go ahead and make this deal happen because Americans receiving this help is much more important than what my ego is. Oh, and with the stock market sinking yesterday, it's very possible we see one last strong push from the White House to get something done. You know, if one thing is important for Donald Trump in getting reelected, it's the stock market and the economy, so he certainly doesn't want to see it continue to sink just a week before Election Day. So whether it's through a continued push for another relief package to get done through Twitter, or a press conference, or whatever else, you know he's going to be out speaking about more stimulus, which, of course, in turn, will cause the stock market to jump right back up again. Now, Steven Mnuchin and Nancy Pelosi are still continuing their near-daily phone calls, and even though the two of them have inched a little bit closer week by week, they still seem to be just too far away. For months of speaking on the phone, you would expect a deal would have been done by now. And, of course, we're not the only ones upset by this. In fact, the Republican governor of New Hampshire has been so upset with Congress's inability to reach another deal for another relief package that he called on everyone in the House and the Senate to be fired. New Hampshire's governor, Chris Sununu, said, quote, "Fire them all. I really mean that sincerely. No one in the Senate or Congress can say that they've shown leadership on the crisis. What have they done since March? Like literally nothing." And he's exactly right here. We've seen members on both sides urge the others to get something done. We've seen the House pass a couple of different bills. Both of them were dead on arrival by McConnell in the Senate. We've seen McConnell try to pass a couple of different bills, both of which were blocked by Democrats. Sununu went on to say, "Put it this way, would the country be better or worse off if you replace all 535 today? I think the odds say we'd probably be a little better because you get the political nonsense out of the picture, all the things that have just clogged the system up so badly." So it's pretty evident, according to Sununu, that the body of Congress's inability to get anything accomplished means they should be replaced. What do you guys think about this? Should everyone in the House and the Senate be replaced? Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section below. In my personal opinion, he's exactly right with all the political nonsense. Both sides are playing complete politics with this in a time where Americans need the help the most. Instead of being smart about it and passing aid where it's needed, when unemployment is still high because of government mandated shutdowns, we're sitting around and bickering with the other side. So the call to fire them all, or at least fire a good chunk of them, would be a-okay with me. Now, Sununu did say that he does believe Congress will eventually reach an agreement on the next relief package, but it most likely won't be until 2021, just due to the lack of direction at the moment. So you certainly hope that isn't the case. If we put off this next relief package for another few months, more American families will suffer. More people will face eviction. People will get even further behind on their bills. When you shut the whole economy down, tell people they can't go to their jobs and earn an income, and then you don't provide relief, that's just pure insanity. So when or if you go to vote on or before November 3rd, take an extra close look at your ballot. That's the one power that we do have left, voting. So come November 3rd, let's take an extra careful look at our ballots and make sure to keep those who don't have our best interest out of government. In the meantime, as always, all we can continue to do is hang in there, stay strong, and hope for the best. In unemployment news, we are still waiting on just one state, in Alaska, to begin sending out benefits to their residents from the Lost Wages Assistance Program. Thankfully, for those of you living in Alaska, you should begin receiving your benefits at some point this week. If you live in one of the other states and you still haven't received your payments, more than likely it's because you're not receiving at least $100 in weekly state unemployment insurance benefits, or you haven't certified for the benefits through your state's online portal. Finally, since the other states have already completely exhausted their benefits from the Lost Wages Assistance Program, we'll now have to wait on Congress to finally get around to passing another bill to extend these benefits on a longer term, more stable basis. Okay, so at this point in time, I'm going to move right along to answering some of the comments and questions that I received in my previous video. And if you do have any other comments or questions for me, please feel free to leave them in the comment section below. I do try to answer as many of the comments and questions as I possibly can, but for those comments and questions I'm not able to respond to, I do try to pick some of the more popular ones to answer in the next video in video form. Okay, so without further ado, let me go ahead and jump into the first comment of today's video, which is from Desiree. Desiree says, "Josh, could you tell the American people when the second stimulus check will be sent out?" Okay, thank you so much for your question, Desiree. And at the moment, there is still no clear-cut timeline for when the next stimulus check will be sent out. Since the two sides still haven't reached an agreement, there is still no guarantee of even receiving one. Once Stephen Mnuchin and Nancy Pelosi do come to an agreement on a bill, they'll need to pass the bill through the House, the Senate, and then be signed by the President in order for the bill to become a law. After the bill is signed into law, stimulus checks should start going out the next week, according to Treasury Secretary Stephen Mnuchin. Also, since the IRS already has everyone's information from the first round of stimulus payments, the checks should be going out much quicker this time around. Okay, moving right along to the next question of today's video, which is from Julie. Julie says, "Hey Josh, I haven't received my first stimulus check. I used the non-filers tool on irs.gov. Did I do this correctly, or is there a different site I need to use?" Thank you so much for your question, Julie. And if you haven't filed a tax return within the last 2 years, then you definitely did the correct thing in using the non-filers tool on the IRS website. At this point, you can just continue checking the payment portal, which is also on the IRS website, to find out exactly when you should receive your payment. I would expect that it shouldn't be too much longer before you get it. Okay, moving right along to the next question in today's video, which is from Rachel. Rachel says, will a stimulus payment for people aged 17 years and older be in their name or in the name of the person that claims them on their taxes? Thank you so much for your question, Rachel. And even though nothing is official yet, people who are over the age of 17 should be the ones receiving these stimulus checks. So if, say, you're a 21-year-old college student, but your parents still claim you as a dependent, then you should still be the one receiving the $500 or whatever amount that they decide on. And again, this isn't completely finalized yet, but I'll definitely make sure to keep you updated one way or another. Okay, moving right along to the last question in today's video, which is from Kathy. Kathy says, what about the retirees on Social Security? Thank you so much for your question, Kathy. And Social Security retirees will also be eligible for a second stimulus check as well. In fact, everyone who received the first stimulus check will receive the second stimulus check as well. So if you're on Social Security survivors, retirement, or disability, RRB or VA, you will be eligible for the next check. This has been confirmed by the likes of Stephen Mnuchin, who has mentioned that anyone who received the first stimulus check will also be eligible for the second stimulus check as well. Alright, so on that note, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up this video. If you did enjoy the content in this video and you'd like to see more videos like it, please consider subscribing to my YouTube channel. It is completely free to do so and it's a great support to me. Also, if you'd like to receive 2 free stocks on Webull, with both stocks valued all the way up to $1,600, please feel free to claim those 2 free stocks by clicking the link in the description box below. And until next time, I'll see you guys, and I hope you have a great day today.